Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. For those that are new, my name is Nelly. So ladies, let's talk. Do you feel the need of marking your territory if you're in a relationship, like a healthy one? Unless of course you feel like you're not in a healthy relationship, so you need to. What is really being territorial? This is to make it clear to the world that you're in this relationship with this person and you're committed to them. If you're not, you wouldn't bother to mark your territory. Though when it comes to some people, they are marking that territory to make it clear that stay away from this person. But sometimes that simply means that you don't really trust the person you're with. Being territorial is very common with women, but men also do it as well. So I've spoken to a few women and just asked them how do they mark their territory. Some of the things that were said were quite weird, but we can learn from it. One of the ways of being territorial that was said is starting from the bathroom, where you will leave your face towel. My suggestion is, if you're going to do that, rather buy a brand new face cloth. Just rinse it a bit and leave it there. Don't leave your face cloth that you normally use. Why I'm saying that is, some people can be weird out there. At least in that way you would be safe. You know, there's a lot of desperate, crazy women out there. So rather be on the safe side. And the next is coming to a toothbrush. When it comes to toothbrush as well, you can do the same. I'm sure they won't mind because some people use more than one toothbrush, but rather leave a toothbrush that you have not used as well. Some have left their hairpins and earrings and just pretend that it was missing. For some it's eyelash glue. Now when you find an eyelash glue, you will definitely know there was a woman in there, or there is a woman in that house. So that is probably a clever one, because when it comes to men, they don't know what eyelash glue looks like anyway. In that way, you'll definitely be marking your territory. And the next place is the kitchen. You know how your partner is. If it's that type of a partner that doesn't even go near the kitchen, that way it's easy to mark your territory. You can just simply buy an apron that is so feminine that when another woman walks in, they'll definitely know this is too feminine for him. Another way is just getting that spice rack. If he doesn't know how to cook, definitely, if you get that spice rack, they will know that there's a woman that cooks in this house. Or those fancy dishes as well. Because when it comes to men, and sometimes they just don't care, and he's a bachelor, sometimes he's not bothered about buying those fancy dishes. Then we get to the bedroom. This is not intentional, but when it comes to the bedroom, sometimes when a woman is wearing a wig, or maybe her own hair, you'll definitely find strings of hair in the bed. So if you've got black hair and you find blonde hair in there, then you'll definitely know someone else has been in this bedroom, or someone else has used the same sheets. That's when you will know that your man has been with someone else. I'm not saying you should go there and start scrutinizing the sheets. Just in case you do find them and you know that your hair is black, then you will know that your man's been with someone else. At times some have said they've marked their territory by just changing that linen. Because when it comes to men at times, linen is the last thing that they will think about. So if you want to mark a territory, you can just go for that linen that is feminine. You can even go as far as getting all those extra cushions and pillows that are not necessarily needed. In that way, she will know that there's a woman in this house that lives here. Cherry on top. You can also leave a picture of yourself on the bedside, but that doesn't guarantee, because when he knows that another woman is coming, he can simply remove that picture. So basically, you can do it if you want to. Social media has become another way of marking your territory. These days, a lot of people take couple pictures and they will upload those pictures on their social media page and also tag their partners. So, if you're the other woman, you definitely see those pictures. Sometimes they will even upload that on their picture profile. So, if you're the other woman, you will definitely see that. Sometimes your partner can even do that. It's easier for him to do that than all the other things that women do. My problem is, what happens when you break up? Are you going to remove those pictures or you just block this person. So this marking your territory on social media, if you're not married to them, can be a bit tricky, or if you're not engaged, or if you're not too sure where you stand in this relationship, this can be a bit tricky. So at the end of the day, this can be a bit risky. One of the women spoke that she marks her territory by putting a picture profile in her partner's lock screen. Ladies, seriously, unless he wants to do it, then it's okay. The next one that was mentioned when it comes to marking your territory is body marks. This is like tattooing each other's names in your body. Now seriously, this is going too far. What happens when you break up? I mean, I can understand when you're married, but think about it. If you break up with that person, now you have to explain to your next relationship who's this person that you've tattooed a name in your chest or whatever. This can be the most outrageous thing to do, but people do it anyway. I have a brother who has marked a wife's name, so he's married. Maybe that's okay. I also have a cousin who has tattooed her children's name. But if you are going to tattoo your partner's name, what happens when you break up? But of course, we've got different opinions when it comes to that. I'm not being judgmental. Everyone has got their own opinions. If you are going to tattoo your wife's name, that's okay. I'm sure that's allowed. Because he's just marking his territory to let those women out there that are sharks know that he's already taken. Because there's some women that don't even respect a ring. So I'm sure he's making it clear that, listen, I am married and I'm happily married. And this is my wife's name. So what is the worst thing that you can think about marking your territory? Please let me know in the comment below. Or maybe something that I've not mentioned I'd like to know. It could be interesting to know. Another one when it comes to body parts that I haven't mentioned as well is love bites. People still do it anyway. This is just to make known to the other person that they were busy. Another way of marking your territory that one of the ladies mentioned is installing a GPS on their partner's phone, which tells them where he is and where he's been. Sometimes men will also do that as well, with the reason of saying it's for your safety. But there's a difference between safety and being overprotective and being a narcissist. And women allow them to do that. But is marking your territory healthy in a relationship? For some it works, because one of the ladies that I spoke to who was marking her territory is still married to the same guy today. It may work for you and it may backfire. So is it healthy in a relationship? Sometimes being in a relationship with a territorial partner is because they care. Even though sometimes it may show as a red flag if it's overdone. Maybe they just want to build that trust in order to show that they are committed to you. But of course, once it's overdone, it may backfire as well. Even though it shows that you're committed with one another in this relationship, but at the same time, there should be a balance. Relationships are all about balance in figuring out what works for both of you. But at the same time, it shouldn't be toxic. Knowing that your partner trusts you also makes it easier to have that open conversation and you feel comfortable with each other. But do men mark their territory? I would say yes, they do. Men also mark their territory, but they're not as obvious than us women. But they do mark their territory. When a man loves you, he'll mark his territory. He'll make sure that he makes it clear. One of the ways he can mark his territory is he will give you his house keys. In that way, he's allowing you to come and go anytime. He's making it clear that he's committed to you and he's not hiding anything. Men are hunters, and once they hunt and they get you, they will even make it known to the public and through social media as well. They don't mind posting your picture on social media. They're not hiding anything. They'll even go as far as having your picture on their lock screen. Even holding your hand in public is not an issue to them, or introducing to you to their friends and family. He makes it aware that you are in his life right now. They'll make it clear to you by marking their territory.